Hello there guys, welcome back to Alonso'S Chelsea. I hope all of you are doing well as we get into video number 1 of 2. We'll see what's going to be happening later on, and I think we know what's going to be happening later on. I'm about to tell you what's going to happen later on based on what's in this video, so make sure you stay till the end. But also happening later on Alonso'S Football, link in the description. Make sure you're subbed over there. We're doing the watch along for France versus Morocco in the first quarterfinal of the World Cup. So make sure you guys are there as we go through the motions and we see who's going to be getting a place in the semi-final. On top of that, also make sure you pay attention to this word from the channel sponsor. Right, before we get into today's video, a quick word from our sponsor. Now, as football fans, we tend to let ourselves go all the time. So don't worry, I've got something that's going to help all of us because it's helping me and I'm going to help all of you as well. We tend to let ourselves go when we're traveling to games, when we're watching games. We don't eat well, we don't sleep well, well, that's all about to change. And I'm going to show you exactly how. We've teamed up with Oxford Natural and their Optimum Day and Night supplements. Optimum Day, designed around energy, cravings, and helping keep people on track. Optimum Night, more around sleep, recovery, and helping switch off properly. Examples of people in the scene that have gone through this. You know Robbie from AFTV, as well as Michael Owen. Robbie, who's lost 36 kilos. Michael Owen, who's lost 16. And we're talking about an ex-pro here. Also, United Views, Owen and KG. And also Anita, an immigration lawyer who lost over 44 pounds after having a second child. And Linda, a legal executive who lost over 50 pounds after hitting 40 and wanted to make health her priority again. You can click the link in the description to have a look at their full stories. But if you're sat there thinking, I've got to make my health my priority now, I've got to sort myself out, you could not have picked a better time. This QR code and the discount code YTC70, that is going to allow you to have 70% off your first order. So you guys know what to do. Get to that QR code right now and start putting health as your 1 priority. Thank you to Oxford Natural. Let's get on with the rest of the video. Thank you very much to Oxford Natural. Much appreciated. Let's get into the latest now. So, Alonso is here. He's finally arrived. It only took 84 years. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Put the brakes on. Put the brakes on. He's here. Here he is. Xabi is here. As you can see, obviously this is not him signing the actual contract. This is a photo op. Unless if he is signing his actual contract today, then we're mental. Holding it for this long. I don't think that's the case. So, yeah, he's there. He's at Cobham. He's arrived at Cobham. But we are yet to hear from him. And we are yet to hear from him because, yeah, Xavi's Alonso's first interview will be out later today on CFC Plus. Yeah, of course it will. Of course it will. CFC Plus, by the way, which, well, for anyone expecting it to be something you can just access, no. You know, you'd think that for this occasion, maybe, you know, let the fans just have this interview, and then for the rest of the season, yeah, put it all behind the paywall, but no. If you're not subscribed to CFC Plus, you will not be watching it. It's as simple as that. Well. Until when, you know, people grab it from there, they'll start uploading clips, they start circulating on X, they start circulating on the Insta, they start, you know, we are going to all hear what's been said, even if we're not subscribed. Believe me, this is the internet. You'll be surprised how it works. But, yeah, they've decided to put this interview on CFC Plus, which is something that you have to pay for. It's not free. It'll be the first time at Chelsea where a new manager will speak and you got to pay to hear. It's the first time. So, yeah. That is coming later today, though. Right? That is coming later today. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. But Xabi Alonso is here. All I can say is good luck to him. Good luck. Good luck. I'll be honest, Xabi Alonso, I have a pretty good idea what you're signing up for. I have no idea how you're going to manage it. I have no idea how it's going to work. Or not work, like in terms of what's going to happen under Xabi Alonso, I ain't got a clue. And why? Because let me be honest, yeah? Let me be completely honest, right? I've seen over the last 24 hours, people, I'm shocked, all of a sudden putting their heads in the sand like nothing's happened before. All because Xabi Alonso's through the door and now that's it, everything's fixed. That football does not work that way, especially in the modern day, right? Xabi Alonso coming in, is he going to have the ability to be able to come in and actually transform what he's got into something proper? So far, from everyone we've hired, he's the one that I think most people think can. Will what we've seen over the last 4 years hinder him like it hindered everyone else? 4 years is a long time. All of a sudden, things just going to shift? I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. So this is why, look, I'm saying welcome. I'm saying happy to see you here. But you're not going to see me bouncing from wall to wall like I've seen some people over the last 24 hours going crazy, thinking that, oh my God, it's like Pep Guardiola walked in. And even then, there are things that are so far past the coach, or in this case, the manager, right, that I can't expect Xabi Alonso to come in and just be a miracle worker. I can't, which is why I'm saying I'll believe it when I see it. He comes through the door, we start the season, we see how things get on, and if things are looking good, at that point, all right, but I don't know. I don't know how we're going to look. I don't know how which players are gonna thrive under him. I don't know which players are going to struggle under him. I ain't got a clue. We can only think about tactically what players might fit in a certain formation. That is it. That's all we can base ourselves off. It's all we can base ourselves off, right? Because even with Xabi Alonso, we have to keep all options on the table here. He went to Bayer Leverkusen and smashed it. Smashed it, right? Very good sign. Brilliant sign. He went to Real Madrid, creme de la creme, and it didn't go so well. We can't just ignore that and just throw it out the window like it never happened, which is what some people are doing. Baffles me. No. Be real. Put all options on the table here. Add the extra Chelsea spice here. And what's that extra Chelsea spice? That extra Chelsea spice is Blue Co. That's the extra spice that is too hot for the tongue and it hurts. How is that going to affect him in the job? We don't know. So when we get into the season, only then will we start to understand exactly how things are working with Xabi Alonso. So let's wait and see. But I wish him the best of luck. I'm pleased that someone of an ability is here. It's not like how we reacted under Maresca. When Maresca was first hired, we were like, what the hell are we doing? We're going to the championship. You know, instantly. Thank God at least that's not here, right? At least. But I can only wish him the best and wish him luck in the job. And all I ask, Xabi Alonso, from the get-go, from day one, is stick to your principles. That's all I ask. Stick to what you know and feel is right. That's it. And if you are the manager, everyone will have to fall in line. And that's all I ask. Because the last thing we need is another puppet walking through the door. That's the last thing we need. So all I ask is Xabi Alonso to walk in with a backbone, and you'll have my support. So let's see what happens there. We will hear what he's got to say and how he's going to be speaking and what he's going to say later. So in video number 2, we'll go over all the quotes as they've come out. That will be later on, so make sure you guys are here. Now, Ben Jacobs has given us an update on Garnacho. Here it is. Ben Jacobs on Garnacho saying, there's some Premier League interest. There's definitely also been an inquiry from Al-Qadsiya in Saudi Arabia. All I know from Chelsea sources is that there are multiple clubs interested. Al-Qadsiya, how much are you willing to pay, lads? Can you pay 70 mil? Please. How is there Premier League interest? This baffles me, honestly. This is like when I hear Everton are interested in Delap. I'm like, okay, great, but how? Anyway, okay. I wonder who's the Premier League interest. I bet it's like Hull City. I bet, you know. Nah, Nottingham Forest wouldn't. They got better wingers. Which is wild. Not all, obviously, we've got better wingers overall, but can't say they've got an Esteval, for example. Do you know what I mean? Let's hope somehow we end up in a situation where there's a bit of a war for Garnacho. Which is weird, but I'm all for it. So let me know your thoughts on that one, and how much are you expecting realistically for Garnacho? We paid 40 million for him. Yeah? How much are we really expecting for him here now? I'm going to guess roughly the same amount. I think Chelsea will just try and get the money back, if I'm being completely honest. So let's see. Now, Santos left yesterday to go to Manchester United. And some people say, well, we got our money back. But, yeah, we let go of Santos. Brilliant. Now, in terms of the midfield, what are we going to do? Like I said, we better go in and get an actual proper midfielder. We better, yeah? Are we going to do that? Well, here's what Ben Jacobs had to say for this. Don't be surprised if a new midfielder arrives at Chelsea. Okay. I wonder who. Let's not pretend here, yeah? We already know. There's one name that's already making his way through the door. And I guarantee when this happens, they're going to PR the hell out of this as the Santos replacement. I can see it coming from a mile away. And that is Valentin Barco from Strasbourg. That's already done. It's just not been announced yet. In the same way that Quenda was already done for months and it got announced yesterday at the time of the Santos news. And you're telling me that's not a coincidence, that's just a coincidence. Okay. With Barco, they are going to PR the hell out of this one. We're not stupid. It would be interesting if Enzo doesn't go anywhere. And then that's all we do. Flipping out. Let's see. But all I'm saying, based on this, when they're telling you this, don't be surprised if a new midfielder arrives. Yeah, no, there's one that's called Barco. So, you know, I'm not talking about Barco. I'm talking about, are we actually going to go and get a proper midfielder in or not? You know? That remains to be seen. Let me know your thoughts on that one. But like I've said, the Alonso quotes and all that are going to be coming out. We're going to decipher all of it as it comes out. So later on, we'll go through it all. Make sure you guys are here. Subscribe, notification bell on. Go and check out Oxford Natural. Again, much appreciated to them for the sponsor. Go and check out even OK Jersey for all of your latest shirts. You know what to do with the discount code. It's always there, so use it. World Cup watch along for France, Morocco. Make sure you're there too. It's going to be a big one. So at least over there, we get to focus on football properly at the highest level. Make sure you're there and we'll go through it all and see who gets to the semi-final. Can Morocco get their revenge from the last World Cup? Let's see. Make sure you guys are there. Thank you all so much. Subscribe, notification bell on. I'll see you later. Take care, people, and peace.